one of the most powerful computers in the world. J&W have supplied it with knowledge and experience. Now it works for you. Computerization in building consultancy has developed rapidly. J&W has always been the leading developer. The main reason for this is J&W's data center. This is the computer center. In front of us are a couple of very powerful VAX computers. They are connected to each other. It is these computers that are the very heart of J&W's computer equipment. 200 terminals are today connected to those computers. Many terminals are situated at J&W's headquarters, and just as many again are used at J&W's local offices all over Sweden. In addition to this, some 40 clients lease terminals or computer time from J&W. Leases include competitive consultancies, as well as contractors, industry, local councils and many others. J&W has specific demands on the computer business. It must be high-powered. It must be able to improve J&W's design and development work. It must be adapted to J&W's demands as well as those of the clients. And it must be profitable for both parties. J&W above all concentrates on 4 applications: design calculations, structural design drawings, civil engineering design, project administration. Half of J&W's engineers are structural designers or technicians. Hence, J&W's computers are utilized mainly by structural designers and technicians. They use them for design calculations or structural design drawings for large industrial projects. For instance, the Braviken paper mill, aircraft hangars, or department stores. But they can also be used for minor projects. A new dairy for the Arla company, an office building for Ericsson, or residential blocks in a Stockholm suburb. J&W Data Center has developed a great number of programs for structural design calculations and drawings for the design of this kind of building. All the engineers at J&W have access to those programs through one of the 200-odd terminals, which are linked to the VAX computers. Using the programs, you can, for example, design concrete beams, floor structures, columns and mushroom floors, or you can check the structural strength, or produce drawings for structural steel, for concrete, and for wood in building construction. Structural steel design is in fact one of J&W's specialities. No other Swedish building consultancy has designed such a large quantity of steel structures as J&W. Some years ago, J&W won the Europa Nostra Prize for the structural steel design of this building for a paper mill. More common than steel structures are concrete structures. A combination of talent and experience can produce concrete structures of high aesthetic quality. This is the General Hospital in the Swedish city of Eskilstuna. Nowadays, concrete structures are often prefabricated, then erected and joined on the site. This development of the structural system is very useful, particularly for industries investing in new buildings. The alterations for the installation of the PM8 paper manufacturing machine at this paper mill is a recent example. J&W has, in the engineering design, used a new method with prefabricated concrete elements for the machine bearing beams and columns. The erection time of the beams was reduced from 1 month to 5 days. The comparatively very short stoppage meant millions of dollars saved for the client. All these building projects have one thing in common. They have been carried out by J&W with the help of computers, using a drawing and calculation system known as Berit, developed within J&W. Thanks to this system, J&W has led the market for many years. J&W has produced over 20,000 structural design drawings with the help of computers. The larger J&W offices produce their structural drawings directly on their displays, that is, graphically, via a CAD station. One such CAD project is this Arabic Vocational Center in Libya. It consists of a variety of buildings: schools, living quarters, theatre, restaurant, sports centers, and a mosque. Calculations and drawings may be complicated, but handling the computer is easy. The engineer makes the necessary calculations with the help of programs which he chooses from the program library. Then he just presses the button marked Drawing, and the plotter draws everything, down to detailed figuring and reinforcements. At the same time, bar specifications are written on the line printer. The computer can be put to work to help with civil engineering measurement techniques and geotechniques. When a housing estate is being planned and designed, a surveyor from J&W lists existing property, roads, vegetation, and everything that is to be preserved. This is done before the new water mains and sewers and positions of buildings are drawn. Data supplied by the surveyor and his instruments are fed into the computer. Calculations are carried out with the help of special programs, and out come complete drawings. This kind of work is in reality carried out in stages, and the final drawings do not only include water main and sewer networks and positions of buildings, but paths, cycle tracks, landscaped common ground, etc. J&W's geotechnicians can present their geological investigations in the same way. It is necessary to know what will happen to earth or rock when you put loads on it or manipulate it. The risk of settlement or landslide, for example, can be avoided. Today, what happened in this residential area in Sweden could have been avoided. The ground moved, and 150 small houses were completely destroyed. Project administrators are the people who plan and supervise all kinds of building projects. J&W has supplied project administrators with a number of computer programs and databases for describing, calculating and planning various projects. General building specifications are, for instance, written by using standard texts from a database, and with the help of word processors, adapting the texts to the current project. Cost estimates are made in a similar way. The cost estimates are used for long-term maintenance planning of real property. J&W programs and databases can help you to plan and feed back information during the entire project. J&W runs its own economic administrative system in its own computers. It is a decentralized online system. It is a tool for supervising and controlling J&W's engineering design commitments. Moreover, it gives J&W more efficient and faster invoicing. J&W offers, of course, extensive computer training, meant principally to enable J&W staff to provide clients with the service they want. But J&W also has training programs for their clients, both in Sweden and abroad. They often have foreign visitors, from the Middle East and North Africa, for example. This engineer receives his training in computer technique here at J&W Data Center. Now you have some idea of how J&W works. Now you know that J&W can handle large, complicated projects, as well as smaller tasks. J&W has been in the building trade as building consultants for almost 50 years. This means that J&W is very experienced in all types of projects: dwellings, administration buildings, department stores, factories, hospitals, and pure civil engineering projects, be it new construction, extension, or rebuilding. No other building consultancy has so many offices in Sweden as J&W. J&W may be widespread, but when it comes to the client, it is a small local firm. So, contact J&W. It's a very good first step towards carefully prepared and economic building production.